So what's the reception been like so far for the film?
You know what? I think people can't help but like this movie. It's so charming, and I mean it's funny, but it's you know, it sounds cliche to say, but it's really sweet, and it's. I like that it's not cliche, and that yes, we're rivals and we're battling it out, but in the end, no one's really the bad guy, and we kind of, for once, stop acting like children and start acting like adults, and figure out a solution that'll help the family. So it's funny, yet it has a message, and I think it's a good combination of the both.
Do you have any special techniques to get into character?
Well, I didn't have to. I mean, being a dad really helped in this role. You know, I tried to, Mark would always tell our kid actors that reminded them that he was their real dad, and to be very mean to me because I'm the stepdad. So I felt hated and unwanted on the set a lot of times. So that helped. That helped my performance.
Do you reckon you're going to be working with Mark again?
I would jump at the chance to do it again. I think the feeling's mutual. You know, we you know, but as it goes, everyone starts working on their own projects again, so we'll figure out another thing. I have a crusade with the United Nations right now to just have dance battles. Yeah. If we have an issue, you know, across borders, let's just dance it out. Right? Let's put our arms down and dance. You know, I love the fact that this is like the first time we put the spotlight on the step parent in a positive way. You know, usually the archetype is someone who's evil and mean and menacing, and my character is actually wants to be the world's greatest dad, and yet he's up against the fact that when the biological parent comes in, the kids can automatically say, "You're not my real dad, that's my real dad." So just kind of dealing with that, and he's kind of a new age parent who's trying to, you know, enlist, open to having Mark's character come in the fold, and so it's just fun to try to create that family dynamic in that. Don't really have a good answer. We had such a great time on the other guys, and it became a movie that really resonated with people. People love that film, and you know, I think it was just a matter of time before we teamed up again, and this opportunity came up, you know, a year and a half ago, and Mark was available, and he was the perfect guy to play the alpha male that every man fears. You know, I haven't really done a family comedy in a long time, so the fact that it was, you know, funny but still had a great story, and it's an extremely charming movie. You kind of leave the theater feeling so good, and yet, you know, we have great comedic performances in it, and it speaks to kind of what is becoming the modern family. You know, there's so many blended elements now with step parents and people trying to work together to work it out and raise children together. We are in talks to do Boogie Nights too, so I'm very excited to get that on. I'm going to play Dirk Diggler's rival. So. It's great. You know, we had such a great experience on the other guys, and that became a very popular movie, and I think it was just, you know, it was only a matter of time before we were going to team up again. We, you know, share the same kind of comedic sensibility, and it's very easy for us to just kind of walk on the set. So I'm play Brad. I'm the step parent to Mark's kids. Mark plays Dusty. He's kind of the cliche alpha male who, you know, someone who walks in a room and all the heads turn as to the guy that you wish you could be, and yet I'm willing to accept him back into our family to help kind of, you know, to be the adult and allow him to co-parent with me, and all hell breaks loose. Yeah, but it was great to team up with Mark again. We kind of picked up right where we left off with the other guys, and had a lot of fun. Yeah, you know, it is. It's a question of what's the difference between being a father and then being a dad, and I think being a dad is kind of taking the extra step to just be there, but to not be intimidated by the fact that you're really out of control and you're making it up as you go along, but to be safe with that.